Okay, so I got a mess here. This is my last cat can stove, though technically it's a Vienna sausage stove. And I'm gonna do the first burn in. It's room temperature water, so it's not really cold. It's 2 cups, and the alcohol's been in there a while because I had to make a phone call. And can I do this on, yep, I got it done. When you're looking through the phone, it's kind of hard. So this is the burn in. So it's a little floppy on the way the fire works because it has to burn the paper towels a little bit. And so we're gonna sit here. Oh, that was the gas off. That's normally happens. That's when one of my cats runs away and hides. And so let's see how this works. It should calm down after a little bit, but I'm gonna hit pause. Okay, so I hit pause, and I'm going to go ahead, turn off the TV, and there's the stove burning in. And I'm not gonna do the whole thing for a while, but it takes usually about, there's no priming on a cat can stove, about a half a minute I let the alcohol sit in there so it can wick up. And then it takes about 6-7 minutes for the 2 cups of water to boil. And then it usually runs for about 5 minutes. And that is 1 ounce of water, which is 30 milliliters. And you can see it's burning pretty good. And I'm using grain alcohol. And the reason I use grain alcohol is that I'm able to actually drink the alcohol if I want to, or use it on my skin, whereas rubbing alcohol you can use on your skin, but you don't ever want to drink it. And the methanol that comes in the heat bottles, you can't drink that. That actually burns a little cleaner, but not as much energy. So there we go. I'm gonna hit pause again. This is the closer view. And it takes a while for the wicking to burn down to the correct level. Then it becomes a pretty calm flame. We're back, and my place is a mess full of stoves and gifts. There's the Christmas tree. You can see Loki right there. There's my garden gnome. He protects all the stash under the Christmas tree. And if you look here, you can already see bubbles starting to appear. It goes pretty quick. Now, there has been about maybe 15-20 seconds in between each little clip, start and stop, because, and this is a reduced fat, Vienna sausage reduced fat model. And so I have, this is getting ready to boil. It's calmed down a lot now, you can see that. Burns pretty good, and you can put a much bigger pot on here. This is just a camp mug, stainless steel Walmart cheap special camping mug. Starting to steam already. Doesn't take too long, so we're probably at about 4 minutes right now total burn. So it burns very efficiently. We're gonna look back. It's kind of a pretty quiet, there's no sound other than my talking, and yes, I talk a lot. Very quiet stove. Starting to get pretty close. Now, normally it's called a cat can stove, which is the bottom vessel, the one that's in this case Vienna sausage, is made out of cat food can. And then it's a tomato paste in the side. The problem is that I don't cook a lot with tomato paste, and I don't really feed my cat food from a can. So what I did was use Vienna sausages, and this is one of those 8-10 ounce juice cans, either orange juice or pineapple orange juice. And I drink those occasionally, or I use them just occasionally as a drink. So I don't drink a lot of sugar anymore. And if I do have any sodas, it's the zero form. So I do have the fan going, and that's causing a little bit of a breeze, but not much. You can see it's starting to boil. And we're probably at about 5 to 6 minutes. I really haven't kept track of it, but it's a pretty flame. And the stove itself is its own pot stand, so unlike some beer can stoves where you have to literally have another stand, except the version I'm doing, I'm gonna grab it if I can, moving the phone over. The version I make is right there, and you can actually set the can on top of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got vent holes in there. I wanted to make sure that was done. But you can set the thing on there and that's designed for it. But a lot of the soda can ones are not able to be its own stand. The ones I make in, you can. So there it is, almost to a boil, and it should go about 5 minutes there. So if you're actually sanitizing water, that's enough to actually take some water out of a lake or a stream or a clean pond, filter it through a scarf or a bandana, and then you can boil it and drink it. It won't get rid of mercuries or heavy metal poisonings, but as long as your source is relatively clean, in North America it generally is, it will kill viruses, bacteria. Giardia is a really bad one. It's a protozoa. It will make you just crap everywhere. And you don't want to be sick if you're out in the woods like that. And I've been there and done that. And that's one reason they give nicotine in the old Red Cross packages in World War II, because at that point, at that time, the nicotine, you would eat it, and that would kill the germs in your stomach, the protozoa and stuff like that. Now I wouldn't do it because they added so much more crap to it. But pretty well in a boil right now. It'll go a little bit faster. So that's the cat can stove, or in this case, the Vienna sausage stove. And everyone's getting a gift of this one. There we go. And once again, I would say listen to it, but it's quiet, so there's nothing to listen to. A little flare up. That happens. There's a pressure relief valve in there. You can see the hole there. That stops the pressure from building up from heat too much. It exhausts the flame out, and that stops those flare-ups. So it's a built-in system.